Hey guys, MATCO here with another product review. This one's going to be a little bit more of an in-depth review than I've done on some of the other ones. I'm going to review our MATCO scan tool, and this has been requested to me to do by a lot of other distributors that maybe aren't quite as familiar with the diagnostic products, as it can be kind of tricky to understand and really learn. And I'll give you kind of a rundown on how I do my demonstration and show you all the functions of the tool and why our diagnostic tools have quickly risen to the top of what's out there for diagnostics. Everybody's doing a great job. I'm not going to slight our competition. Everybody's making great diagnostic tools, but I'm going to just show you some awesome functions of the MATCO and give you my rundown on it. So have a couple minutes to do this here for you. So I'm going to just show you the absolute size of this thing is massive. You can see the screen is just an absolutely enormous screen, which is nice. I like having that. And then you also have the stand on the back side, which can also be used on the steering wheel to kind of hook on the steering wheel and have it right there. And then you have this nice adjustable handheld holder in the back to be able to hold. So I'm going to go ahead and hold that. And you hit the power button powering that on, and you can see it's just an Android tablet. It's a nice super heavy duty Android tablet in the context as well. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the Max app, which is hard to see on the camera, but it is the app to open up our diagnostics. And we open that up, and then there's a button, red button here. It says Run Diagnostics. I hit that, and that gets you right in just like you would. So first things first, here is your VCI, or your data link connector. That data link connector here, I have on it a 9-pin adapter to hook up to trucks. I do a ton with trucks and heavy duty, and this tool has the capability to do the heavy duty stuff as well. I'm just going to do the rundown on the automotive side. So this data link connector just has a couple of screws that can be unthreaded, and we put in the 16-pin data link just the same. But you might see the box is pretty massive, and it actually has a screen on it, which none of the other ones out there do. And that is because this VCI connector that allows you to plug in and connect to the vehicle isn't just for your scan tool. It can also be used as a J2534 pass-through module, which is for factory programming. A lot of you might know I also own another company that we do mobile diagnostics and programming calibration, and we use this J-Box along with a couple other J-Boxes for specialty use applications, and that is great, right? You can go ahead and log in with a laptop, dealer's website, and have the software sent to the tool wirelessly, and then have that connected and program. If you're putting in a transmission in a Chevy, but you're in an independent garage, you need to program that transmission control module. So this now has that function to do so. Really cool. So again, you see I have the 9-pin on there. The tool comes with the 16-pin data link, and then it also comes with the 6 and 9-pin data links. So it's going to have all of your automotive functions, and then very basic heavy-duty functions that give you global OBD for heavy duty. So really cool there. First thing I'll mention on the actual rundown on the tool, there is CAN bus pin detection, and you can hit that button, and as soon as it's recognized there, you see it shows that 16-pin data link. If you have that OBD2 connector connected and you hit that and hit start diagnosing, it's going to show you the voltages it sees at each pin. So it's another really cool way to just verify if you're getting power where you're expecting to get power, so you can see the breakout on that. So that's the basic first function. We have a Max Drive button. That's a basically a data recording box that you can get for $100 or so, and it'll record data so you can let maybe a customer with an intermittent problem take the thing and not have fear that they're going to lose your VCI dongle, and it'll just record all the data while they're driving the vehicle. IM readiness is going to be for all the states that have the emissions. We don't really have to deal with that here in Minnesota or Wisconsin where I'm servicing, but I know a lot of the other states you might want to do that IM readiness check. We have the Max battery, which is really cool. This is actually going to be a Bluetooth battery tester, and you can just hook up the Bluetooth cables. Of course, it's not going to load test the system, but it's going to do the same digital battery health test that other digital battery testers do, where it's going to reference cold cranking amperage on what it can do versus what it's specifically rated at. So I back this out here, and then we have vehicle voltage. That's just another thing using the 16-pin data link connector to then know what the engine voltage is, and you can do starting and charging system testing right from the 16-pin connector there off of that. So really cool there. Some of the outside functions. MAX5 comes with a 4-channel lab scope, and it is a wildly intuitive lab scope. It has a lot of the same functions as the oscilloscope, the picoscope, and they took a lot of the technology and innovation there. Really, really cool. You can turn on and off your different channels on there. Now, all your channels on the side. My favorite function, though, absolutely, is that we have a button up in the corner that says automotive. I can hit that and just say, hey, I want to scope a crank sensor, but I have no idea where to start. You go ahead and hit automotive, and you find the drop down on the side that says sensors, and I find crankshaft, and right there, and I can select whether it's inductive running, or a Hall effect style sensor. I'm just going to leave it at inductive, and it tells me off to the side, you only need one channel to look at that, and you're going to use volume. So please connect channel 1 with the BNC banana plug. It tells you exactly which adapter out of the kit that it comes with to use. You hit OK, and it automatically adjusts your time and distance scales so that way that signal can quickly be found. So really, really cool function on the lab scope. It's been one of the better ones out there that I've ever gotten to play around with and utilize, and a lot of the guys that are real techie into diagnostics have really appreciated having that. So I'll back out one more time, and then up top we have service reset. We have an absolute mountain of factory reset functions that you can do. ABS brake bleeding, DPF regens, steering angle sensor resets, oddball resets, like you reset your sunroof, the AdBlue reset for the Sprinter vans. I mean, anything that would be a reset on a specialty function that you'd expect you'd want to have, you have it here on this tool. It also comes with basic motorcycle coverage. You do not get the adapters because there's not a standardized OBD2 connector or anything like that like there is on cars. When it comes to motorcycles, ATVs and such, they all have their own proprietary adapter. So you can buy an adapter kit that gives you all of them, or you can buy the individual adapter. If, say, you maybe just want to work on Harley Davidsons, you get the same capability to be able to pull codes, clear codes, monitor data, gain some actuation tests. Really, really cool stuff that we give you that at no extra charge. You just get the motorcycle coverage. And then on heavy duty, like I said, you can add the heavy duty software to this tool and have full heavy duty reins. But under the base configuration with the car line, it does give you HD OBD, basically global heavy duty software. So you can pull a basic trouble code like I've been able to do on my Freightliner that I'm currently running. And just see like low coolant level, anything like that, that's always going to show up, even with this just being an automotive specific tool. So really, really awesome there. I'm going to go now and give you a little bit better breakdown on what it looks like when you connect to a vehicle. So I'm going to hit Explore OEM Brands. You would actually just have to hit the Max VIN scan. As soon as you connect the OBD2 connector, it will say on that screen on the connector that it's ready. You hit press here to connect, and it's going to auto decode that VIN on basically anything that's like 2013 or newer. Some stuff older, some stuff a little newer than that. It really depends on the speed that it's able to do so, depending on how new the vehicle is. But I'm going to go ahead and go under my demo mode to give you that rundown. This here, under the demo, it shows stacked versions of software. So I can click down here. Whoops. I can click down here to the previous version, or I can click back up to the top to the current version, and they do that when software is sent to the tool, so it stacks that software. So if for some reason, if an update comes through and maybe has a corrupted file, it's not likely, but at least they always have the previous version there that you can go back into and utilize that software, which is going to be the same, just without the corrupted file. So it doesn't happen, but it's an extra piece of insurance there that you're good to go if it does. I always like to go ahead and select a Ford, like I'm connecting to an F2 or F350. So I'm just going through the prompts. Basically, this is what it would look like after you hook up your OBD2 connector. It says system scan result. It auto pulled the VIN information, and you just hit diagnostic. And this is really, really cool. This is a full system topology report. So it shows you the individual CAN bus lines shown here, red, blue, yellow. Each vehicle is going to look different, of course, for whatever CAN bus lines it's got. And then On the bottom here, we have health report and high-speed health report, and then we can individually select a system if we want. I'm just going to go ahead and hit high-speed health report. It's going to run and scan all those modules simultaneously, effectively, and you can see the speed at which it's able to pull information. You see a giant red box there that is under the PCM, showing that there's 4 trouble codes there under the PCM. I pull that, and before I actually enter the PCM, I've got a detailed breakdown of code description as well as the factory code number. This is not just global information. This is full factory code information and full factory data points to monitor, and sometimes even more data points than what certain OEs are allowing. But there's a Google search button you can hit on each code. So I got a P0401 for EGR. I hit Google search, and it basically throws the internet at you. It searches that code, and it'll drop in the vehicle in that search as well. And then we have Max Fix that's built into it, and that is an awesome function, and some updates coming to this as well, the way it's going to operate. But I hit Max Fix, and it takes you to an internet web browser that auto-populates the year, make, mileage, and VIN number of that vehicle and searches that code. So now I have it shows 45 results for that code. I click TSB, and there's a bunch of TSBs pertaining to that. And this here is a factory Ford TSB that has a reference to that P0401 data code. So you have factory capabilities. Exactly, if you took your vehicle to a Ford dealer, the technician plugged in, saw that code, and they were going to do exactly this. They're going to check for TSBs. If it's something that they're used to seeing, they might have a good input already, but this is the base starting for diagnostic would be checking for technical service bulletins in relation to a fault code. And you have that with full factory TSBs loaded within a day of a new TSB from the manufacturer coming out. So that is great. The Max Fix it comes with the software. You have labor time guides, full wiring diagrams, repair procedures, component locations, torque specs, the breadth of information that you have in this Max Fix that comes with the software, your rolling annual software updates, is an absolute incredible amount of information on everything. It's powered by Motor, which a lot of you might remember as the old Motor repair manual. So I back that out real quick, and then we also have Code Assist. Hit Code Assist, and that's your real quick one. That's powered by Identifix. It's not full Identifix, but it tells you, okay, you have the P0401 EGRA flow, gives you a description, and it gives you top reported fix. Replace the EGR cooler on this vehicle. It's a suggestion that you should look into that. It's not telling you to throw that part at it. It's just giving you a good starting point to start testing. If it's something common enough, this information is all loaded via other people in Identifix inputting their corrections to what they found in relation to that code. So all of that is wild information right there. And then now I'm in the PCM. I got read fault code, clear fault code. I got read data stream, actuation tests, specialty function and program. Data stream, select all. I'm going to do this a little quicker. You want to look at your data like numbers, you can. If you want to graph it, it's all live color graphing. You can just select one in particular. You can change time and distance scales to have your information displayed a little bit better, however you might want to move it around. One thing I love is a min-max function. Setting on the data points to monitor, you can set your minimum and maximum alert points, so you don't have to be looking at the screen while you're test driving the vehicle. If you say, okay, if this goes above this threshold, I want this thing to alert at me, and it will beep very annoyingly if it goes outside of that when you set those min-max functions. And you can also, one of my favorite things that nobody's really using here, record all the data points on the vehicle. I reference this all the time. You have a problem vehicle like a 3.6 liter in a GM. Timing chains on every single one of them go bad. It's a very common thing. Every mechanic is aware of the issue. 3.6 liter, you go ahead, you put a set of timing chains in a GMC Acadia with a 3.6, and you take it for your test drive after you're done to make sure it's all correct. We'll just hook this up and record your data points while you do that. You go ahead and I hit the record button. We drive that thing on its test drive route. We come back, hit stop, and we can save that recording. And you would just save it 2012 GMC Acadia known good, because you just drove it, you know it's good. There's no warning lights. You just fixed the vehicle. So you know all your data points that you just recorded are your good data points. You have those saved, so now you can actually mirror that set of data points over the top of another one, because you're likely to see another GMC Acadia or Chevy Traverse with a set of timing chains that likely need to be replaced, or maybe are having other weird drivability things. So you can use those data points to know, hey, okay, well, maybe this oxygen sensor is out of calibration in what the normal range is that I already have noted. So really, really cool function. I'm gonna just go back real fast. Actuation tests. All, of course, your injector cutouts, all the actuations that you're going to command values to the vehicle, you have there just like you'd expect. And specialty functions, anything that you might see, like Ford offers a power balance test, because sometimes they don't give you misfire data. Hit power balance and hit OK, and it's going to graph your misfires just like a factory Ford scan tool would do. That's, again, a Ford-specific specialty function, so you have that here on the tool. And then the last thing is going to be programming, and that's going to be some of your quick alert programming when certain modules are replaced, or things just need to be quickly recognized to the vehicle. You can go through and do that. So it is an awesome tool. This has been a long enough video. If you have other information that you want about the thing, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to give anybody that sees this video an extremely detailed rundown. And I sell a mountain of our diagnostics. I believe in them wholeheartedly. Everybody's making great stuff. It's just there's no covering, no perfect scan tool out there, I should say. And with this being our top of the line tool, it's an insanely good value for what it is. But we have some other tools in our lineup that maybe you don't want the 4-channel lab scope. You can save a little bit of money and get a slightly lesser tool. Doesn't have a lab scope. It has the same functionality. All the functions that I showed, as far as getting in, recording data, getting your max fix functions, code assist, those are all things that are available on every single one of our tools. So that's all I'm going to do for you today on this one. Hopefully you guys can gain some information if you're not familiar with our diagnostics. And like I said before, reach out if you have questions. I'm happy to give anybody a rundown on this thing and tell you my personal experience. Again, we use this tool for my other business, and it's been a great tool. And we've had the last couple iterations of MATCO tools as well. So I'll let you guys get on with the day, and I'll just catch you on the next review, and see you next time. Thanks.